Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the Faithscape podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dylan Arnott. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow on all socials at Faithscape PROD. We have a very special guest today. Drum roll. Halle Deaton.
Yay! Finally, my time is here to be the number one first guest on Faithscape Production Podcast.
She's spitting right now. She's spitting right now.
The missing piece of this podcast is now here.
The one I'm always talking about. The girl is finally here.
We get to meet the angel, the woman of your dreams that we always hear about every episode.
Woman of my dreams is correct. So, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So, what made you want to be, I don't know, should we get right to that? What made you want to date me?
Oh my gosh, a hard-hitting
We'll just talk right about what the people want to know.
Okay. I guess we're diving right in. I won't even introduce myself or anything. Whatever. Why I wanted to date you, my sweet angel, Dylan Douglas Arnett.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it all started back at the good old Target, Heartland Target. Our place of work at one point where we both met each other. I don't know how far into the story am I going.
No, well, you're trying to give like backstory, which is great. We'll get into that. Don't get me, but like what? First, okay, we'll go in line here. Let's introduce yourself a little bit. Let the people get to know you. I want them to love you the way I love you.
Oh.
Maybe not exact, but
That's easy.
get to know you a little bit.
Right.
So, obviously, what caught my eye to you so quickly was that you're a very kind person, a very nice person. I think that is what everybody loves to say about you.
Wow.
More than enough, that's for sure what I always hear, but I always appreciate hearing it because it is very true.
Aww.
Can I say
That's
I'm a
sweet.
very nice guy. Anyways, what do you think? I think when knowing you and just knowing, like, getting to know you these past 2 years and getting to date you and love you and all of the such and really getting to see, both sides when, you're very nice and also,
Okay.
Anyways, what do you think makes you, like, gives you that attribute to becoming like that, what am I wanting to ask here? Like, what do you think played a role so heavily in your life where it was like you always felt like not even like the need, but like it just comes so easily to be like that nice, angelic presence? Or is that just something you're born with?
No, that's a good question. I feel like definitely my mom. My mom is like the sweetest, most kind, caring, giving human being ever. And ever since I was little, she just, I think, seeing how much empathy and compassion and caring and giving she's had with everybody. I mean, obviously both my parents are very loving in their own ways, and I love them both dearly. But my mom just had like a really big influence on me, and it comes with time, and I have a really soft spot in my heart for people. I just love caring for people and meeting new people and talking to people, So I don't know. I guess it's the kindness is within me, but also definitely an influence from my mom.
God, I could cry right
Aw.
now. Now, gosh, okay, sorry. I'm just
This is
infatuated
so fun.
with you.
I love this podcast vibe.
What could I say? Anyways, now.
Hold on.
Of course.
Hey guys, drop a like, drop a comment if you want to keep me on the podcast. If you want me on every episode, please comment, please text Dylan. You can message me if you want. Like, please let us know. Okay.
Of course.
Go
We'll
ahead.
get her more if she wants to be. Anyways, this isn't a solo podcast anymore.
It's a couples podcast.
Now we'll get into the details.
Okay.
There's a drum roll right here. So, when you laid your eyes upon me, when you stepped into Target for the first time, and you're like, damn, that is one fine ass light skinned man. What was going through your head?
Are we saying like our first time ever seeing you?
Yeah, we'll go. What was first thoughts when we first met each other? How
Okay.
about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, should I give a little backstory?
Mm,
It's a quick one.
Yeah, just give it a quick backstory. There you go.
All it was is I came into Target with a friend. It was before I worked there. And my friend was working there at the time. And she had mentioned, had said hello to you. And that's when I first saw you. We were going to shop for Hanukkah for a kid that we were babysitting at the time. And Dylan said something in Hebrew, whatever he said.
Well, let's not even talk about
That
that.
was my first impression. I was like, oh, he's Jewish, I guess. No.
Yeah, that's
he's
my
not.
bad.
But I don't know. The first time I was just like, oh, yeah, like, he's tall. He's funny, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't tell if you were being serious or not. But that's my first impression. What was yours?
My first impression was, oh, this is said person's friend.
Oh, really? That's it?
No. She had a very nice laugh. This is a very pretty girl.
Wow.
That was definitely what I was thinking at the time.
Whatever.
Then, fast forward a few months. Now we'll get into the details. Fast forward a couple months, not even a couple weeks or whatever. You started working there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember we had a mutual friend, Dylan. And he invited me to come to a Pistons game. And there was supposed to be it could have been like a double date. I remember he was trying to get his girlfriend at the time, which was your best friend. And he was trying to get you to go, and he was trying to get me to go. He was trying to set us up. But somebody was talking to somebody at that time.
First of all, I don't know why you think this is background details. I'm going to stop you right there.
Someone to call you out a little bit.
Exactly. He's trying to have some drama for the podcast. And you're trying to use me for it. Interesting. At this time, I was not aware that you had anything to do with me. You didn't even look my way. At this time that this happened, he had been gone from the workplace because he had COVID. So I barely even knew you.
Yep. You got me.
Barely knew you. We had no relations at all. So me talking to someone didn't mean anything. And it also was not serious at all. You have also said that you were talking to someone at the time.
I was talking to somebody at the time.
Exactly.
You got
So
me.
It's interesting that he tries to blame all on me. Anyway, that is besides the point. After, let's see, Euphoria. Around probably when did that come out? January, February?
Yeah.
That's when we started talking back and forth.
Yeah. I saw Euphoria as an in, if you shall, to start talking with her because, as any guy knows, it's kind of just weird to just start randomly talking to somebody for whatever reason. So I was trying to think of all these different ways. Okay, what could I talk to her about? Well, I could talk to her about work, but then I feel like that's just what any other guy or anybody else would talk to her about.
Right, basic.
And then it got slipped up that you were into Euphoria. Guess who's also into Euphoria? Literally, guess who also was in Euphoria? So I saw that as a way in. And it worked.
It worked.
And so every week when the new episode was coming out, guess who was my first person I wanted to talk to? I didn't have her number. I didn't follow her on any socials. So I literally just headed to work. And then this is when it started. I was looking at the schedule every day when I was coming in and seeing if you were working or not.
I was also doing that at the time. He likes to say that he was the only one. I was also checking the schedule, and I had to walk all the way up to the front to go and look at if he was working that day or not. And then if I saw he was working, I would make sure, because he worked up at the front, I'd make sure I was walking by the front so he could come and talk to me.
How can I say? I would do that too, though. Like, if I saw that she was coming in, like, if I was leaving at 4, or even not even, like if I was leaving later in the day and I just saw she was coming at 2 or 3 or whatever it would have been, I would have made sure to angle myself being around the door at that time that she would have been coming in. Kind of stalkerish, but it is what it was.
Hey, it had to happen.
That's what I'm saying. 2 years later, here we are. So it worked perfectly. Then we'll get into the cheesecake.
Oh gosh, here we go.
So my grandma used to be known for her cheesecakes. Used to be. She's actually, no, these past couple years, it's been a lot better. But anyways, at the time, she was going through a little bit of a rough period for 6 years. She was going on 6 years straight of just terrible cheesecake. But that's besides the point. I was really using that as another way. Okay, hey, I have this cheesecake. I want you to try. Da-da-da, my grandma's cheesecake. It's amazing. Da-da-da-da. This is when we start texting, DMing each other on Instagram.
Right.
Because that's when I DM'd you and I said, oh, I have the cheesecake in my car.
Exactly.
That was like the first DM that started. That was the shot heard around the world. That was what started it all.
Okay.
So then we started DMing like all the time on Instagram.
Yeah, it was like we started with the cheesecake and then it just never stopped.
Literally. And then, what happened from after that?
After that, it was just, we were going back and forth. And then you asked me out on direct message.
Well, yeah, I asked you out on direct message. And then that's when your friend had given me your number.
Yeah, well, because I wasn't going to be the one to do it. Because he just kept going with the Instagram DM. And I was like, I'm not going to be the one that caves in and asks for the number or the Snapchat or something.
Stubborn.
Right. And so are you. So finally my friend was like, I'm sending him your number. So she sent it, and then we were texting.
Yep.
And then our first date, shall we talk about it?
Olive Garden, which is her favorite restaurant.
Not favorite ever. It's
like one of the top.
Top 5.
Whatever. I'm just like that. Anyways, we go there, and by the way, this was a great first date. My legs were shaking, and I was sweating nervous. So bad.
I could tell.
I really was just like, yo, all right. She was looking stunning. Oh. She was smelling really good. And I really was just, it was like overstimulating. And I was really just like, okay, I need to pull it together.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was nervous, but when I'm nervous, I get shy. Like, I don't know what to say. And when he's nervous, he just talks and talks. So it was just like, I feel like you just told me your whole entire background of, like, your whole life. And I was like, awesome.
Yeah, you got me there. I did. I really did tell her everything about my life, probably in that one sitting.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Anyways.
I love a little breakdown.
We went from Olive Garden to bowling.
Right.
Which then I beated your ass in bowling.
You beated my ass or you beat my ass?
I beat your ass in bowling. You got me. You beat me there. Anyways. And then that was the end of the first date, and then so many more dates were to come after that.
You missed the most fun part of that date.
What?
When you dropped me off and I left my phone in your car.
Yeah, she left her phone in my car, and I was like, oh, she was just trying to catch what I was saying after the date.
Yeah, I left a video recording.
Yeah, she was just trying to spy on me, a little weirdo.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, many more dates. It was very embarrassing for you.
For me?
Yeah, it was. Many more dates came after that. And now here we are. 2 years later, you're finally on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, finally. How many episodes in are we?
60-some.
60?
I think we're on 6. This will be 65.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
And this is the first one. Wow.
Yeah. What can I say? I finally got the right mics.
Yeah, this is what everybody's been waiting for.
This has been the one everyone's been waiting for. Everyone's like, when you're going to get a guest on? And I was like, hey. Chill on me, guys.
Exactly. I'm glad I beat David out.
Yeah, David really thought he was going to be the first one.
No. Sorry, David.
Sorry, David.
Love you.
Love you. Hope you're listening from afar in the nosebleeds. Broke ass. Anyways. But what do you think? Let me ask you this. I think this is a great question here that I have stirred up. I've been waiting to ask you for the past 5 minutes.
Oh.
Because I knew we were going to I knew I was going to transition it to this.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you a couple questions too.
Anyways, what do you think in these past 2 years? Because I feel like these 2 years have been a very teaching, loving, patient, maybe aggravating at times. But definitely, I think a teaching and loving are definitely the two. Mm-hmm. Patient is definitely a big one too, but teaching and loving, we'll say, is the
Okay.
top. What do you think has been what really holds us together? Like, what do you think has made these 2 years and to bring many more ahead of us?
I feel like a lot. It's like a big Mod Podge of glue that holds us together.
Of course.
I would say, in your aspect, I think you're really great at being patient. I might be able to work on patience a little bit more. I'm quick to get heated, but I think you always being willing to come back and, you know, talk to me and help us figure out to a solution. I think us having fun and keeping it light and messing around and acting silly together really just brightens my day. It's like best friend and a partner all in one.
You can't see it, but I'm tearing up.
Oh, no, you're not.
No, that's perfect. I agree 100% totally. I think um I think we have a very good balance of humor and love and patience. Maybe I may carry a little bit more on that side.
We get it.
But I think you're also very communication, I will say, is another good thing. I think we may be quick to point out sometimes where we may lack communication, but I feel we're also very good at it, communication.
I think we've also grown a lot with that as well.
Yeah, easily.
Definitely.
Easily. I think that's easily what makes up a great relationship. What were your questions?
Ooh, he's ready for his interview.
Well, I got to go a little bit back and forth here. Give what the people want.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of, as a viewer now, what kind of questions I want to ask. Let's start podcast in general. I feel like I've heard you talk about how this is like an outlet for you and you like having this to look back onto and reflect and do all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
For the future, what do you see coming? I know there's things that you've dropped and you've talked about, and
Yeah.
I'm curious what you would like to do in the future.
I think with the podcast, I don't know. I think, like I've even told you, like, this was really, like, I don't think 60 episodes were supposed to come out like how I thought in my head when I was like,
It's
I think
awesome.
for me, it was more just like I wanted to make a couple and just kind of like get that out and like
Right.
kind of feel how I felt about it and just be like, because I really didn't think I was going to have like that much to talk about, I guess you could say. But I think each week brings like new things, and like sometimes like there might be like, I don't know if you want to call them reruns of like maybe past topics, but I feel like it may be a past topic, but it's like a new point of view of how you can look at that topic. But in regards to your question, I guess I was starting to veer off there a little bit.
No.
For future plans, I don't know. I know you've been talking to me about definitely getting like a camera or something,
Yes,
and
I'm
really
trying to convince him.
and setting up. I kind of like this vibe though, like even just like having like a table in between me and whoever may be right there or whatever.
Right.
I know you can't really see, but there's a table in between us, and we're sitting on each side.
Table.
Yeah, it's a nice one. But yeah, I think that would definitely be like a plan.
Yeah.
And I know that's one way if you want to grow your podcast, you kind of got to get on the video screen.
Right.
But that's definitely just nerve-wracking, I guess you could say.
Why?
It's just like getting this like new mics, because I knew with new mics we were gonna come like, okay, now you got to get guests on, and then it's like, I just did not expect all that when I first started, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I feel like that's what makes it fun though, because otherwise you'd just be bored of doing the same thing over and over. You get to have
Easily.
the growth, and it doesn't have to be right away. You know, you can do step by step, but
Easily.
it's still fun.
And you're probably like, and I can say this as like, obviously just like per positive feedback or whatever, like it may be nice to hear all that stuff when I'm talking about, but like sometimes just like throw like an oddball out there, not even an oddball, but like just something like keep it fresh and nice, like this is something like, I don't want to say it's been dull, but like just kind of like to fresh it up, like this is something new,
a change,
type thing.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that as well.
As the last episode changes.
Nice callback.
That's callback, what can I say? But yeah, I definitely I see like that's probably the future. Other than that, I still just see this as a hobby.
Yeah.
I feel like if it ever became more than a hobby, it just wouldn't be fun.
Yeah,
Like if I was just like,
that's true.
I want to just.
Right, it'd be too stressful then. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with starting school now. GG's.
Oh, that brings us into my next question. Let's tell them the news that you got today during breakfast.
Financial aid came through.
Yay!
So, we love that.
Yay!
And I'm now officially registered. And on this trip, talked to my advisor, and I got my classes and everything all figured out. So, day of my birthday is when I start class. So, it's great.
Yay! I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Barb.
He's back in school. Studious baby.
You get $5 off on my Apple Music now.
Oh, it's all worth it.
It is.
That's the whole reason he came back.
That's the whole reason. I just wanted to be cheaper.
I'm so excited that we're both gonna have homework to do now.
I know.
Now
We can go to we go to the cafe
Yeah.
and stuff. Now I don't just have to sit there and watch a movie.
Exactly. Now he can actually suffer and do homework with me too.
You got me. One more question
One more question.
for
Let's
each.
see.
So you gotta think. I got one, and then you'll ask one, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, do you want to ask yours first?
Do you have yours ready?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll go, and then we'll go back and forth.
Okay.
So remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 last question.
I think with obviously even listening to this podcast, I think you can tell, I come with a lot. Aw. Don't even. Don't give y'all going. I think I would like to say just right here so we can have it for the record for the rest of our lives
Oh
while
my
we're
gosh.
together.
He's proposing. Cancel that. Just kidding.
He's proposing.
He's on his knee. Just kidding.
Whoa, 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 whoa. She's playing, Grandma.
Everybody click off. Click off.
Click off. Get off of this right now.
No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways, first I just want to say thank you. Because even though you say, I know we talk about your patience and stuff like that and everything like that, you are very patient in the ways a lot of people aren't or haven't been in the past. And you do truly show me like what the picture perfect love looks like. I guess. And, it's like I have my own Disney princess movie.
Aw, stop it, you.
Gonna say. I guess now we'll get into my question. I just want to put that out there. I love you. Now, back to the realness. What are... we've been a little serious, so
right.
I want to toss out some... What are your favorite 7 best qualities about...
7?
Fine, 3.
I'll do a 5 in between.
All right, 5 best qualities that you love about me.
I was
and I'll
really
do them
going
for
to
you
ask
too.
this question for you.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Look, it looks the other ways.
Okay, well, my thing was going to be what's your favorite things about me, but whatever.
Oh, see, it's perfect.
Okay.
5. I'll do 5 for you, and you do 5 for me.
Okay, 5 for you. This is easy. We play this game all the time.
Of course we do.
Well, you're funny.
Mm.
You're caring.
Of course.
I want to make my 5 good. I have to think. Let's see. You're hardworking.
Mm.
Treat me like a princess all the time.
Eh.
Even if you're mad at me,
Can I say?
you still take care of me.
Oh, can I say?
And finally, let's see. Probably just how much you care. You're very empathetic and very caring, I guess.
Thanks, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
Did I say caring twice? think I said
Somewhere
kind.
in there. Yeah, you said kind.
Whatever,
they go
you're
hand
just
in
super
hand.
nice.
Whatever, we can say that. Anyways, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. My favorite qualities about said girlfriend.
Ew, don't say it like that.
I think how resilient you are.
Wow.
I'm spitting. Give me a second here. I'm cooking. How loving you are, of course.
Mm-hmm.
How humorous You were very humorous. I think I've told you this many times before. You're probably one of the funniest girls I know.
Funniest people ever?
Adam Sandler's pretty funny.
Whatever.
And I think with you, you're kind of like one of those best of both worlds. You are so beautiful,
Oh.
but you're just as beautiful on the inside as you are out.
Whatever.
I'm cooking.
So are you.
Thanks, babe. Don't steal one of mine, though. Number 5. This one's a funny one. For putting up with my fan when I'm sleeping.
Oh my gosh. Someone stop me now.
She hates the fan,
Oh
and I need
my
a fan
gosh.
right on my face when I sleep.
Yeah, and let me tell you, if it was just a fan in the background making the noise, I would not mind the fan. It wouldn't bother me. He has to have a cyclone, tornado, hurricane blowing on his face, and it is so cold and it's so breezy and it blows my hairs on my face, and I hate it.
It's crazy because the fan back at my house is called Vornado. Like,
Exactly.
imagine like a tornado. It's great.
It's
And then I also
terrible.
had like a really big fan for a second. It's still in my room.
Yeah.
It's like a really big fan. It makes a lot of
It's
noise.
like a floor box fan or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like one of those ones you would like
Huge.
put it in your garage.
It's like in Costco.
Literally. It's beautiful. I love it.
Terrible.
I love every single one. We'll have about we'll probably have like 3 fans when we move in together.
Yeah, when you sleep in your own room and keep that shit away from me.
Nah, like when we sleep in our own bed. Anyways,
No.
this has been the first podcast episode with the guest.
Yay.
How was it?
So good. I'm here every single week. Come back next week. I'll be here.
She wishes. Anyways,
I loved it. Thank you for letting me join and letting me be your first guest. It was very fun.
there may have been 65 episodes, but behind the scenes, little did you know, she was asking every single episode.
Oh, yeah, it was.
She was like, please let me get on there.
Yeah, let me say, last episode when I was driving home listening to it in the car and I heard him say we might have a special guest, I was like, oh my God, he's talking about me. He's talking about me.
Oh my God, it's my time. It's my time to
Yeah.
shine.
Immediately, I had to force him. I said, let me be on or else.
She said, we're at Bob Evans. And she was like, as soon as we get back to the hotel, we're recording.
Exactly. Also, we're in Traverse City right now.
Yeah, I said that.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh my bad. Sorry. I didn't hear that.
When she doesn't listen to you.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Well, let's tell them what we're doing for the rest of the day.
Rest of the day is we're going to the wine tasting that I messed up yesterday.
We were
We went there
supposed to go.
yesterday. And that was still good times though yesterday.
Yes, it was.
We got a lot of photos.
All right.
Over 1,000 easily. And today though we're going back there to do the actual wine tasting. And then we're doing the Sleepy Bear Dunes.
Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Sleepy Bear Dunes.
Yay.
So that should be fun. Until
Yeah, I'm
next
excited.
week's episode. Thank you for joining us today. This is Dylan.
And this is Halle.
Have a blessed week. Thank you so much.
Peace.
All right, you ruined. Peace.